quite literally stress where you cannot sleep at night, where it's affecting your health. It's affecting your dental health. I've known people who've lost their teeth because they were so majorly stressed out by either...
How do you lose your teeth out of stress? I mean, what happens? You don't brush your teeth?
No. Just the physical manifestation. Because even like the biggest doctors in the world, they cannot draw a line from A to B to say, when you're stressed, this happens, and then you lose your teeth, or something happens to you.
I want to know the mechanical aspect of losing the teeth owing to stress. That's the part I really want for you to paint for us. Well, how do you lose your teeth because you're stressed?
So that's just an example, but there's many other ways.
Okay.
Like, so there are physical manifestations of stress where you can lose your teeth. Rare, but they do happen. Okay. Where you lose your teeth. You lose your hair. Okay. You stop going to the bathroom. Next thing, you're constipated. It comes for many different...
So the people who would be so stressed that they forget to visit a restroom.
Yes.
To release the bowels. And then constipation is the result.
Yes.
Give us some of these examples.
Okay.
You talked about losing teeth. You talked about your hair disappearing.
Yeah.
You talking about maybe forgetting to release your bowels and maybe for stopping to eat. I don't know. Give us more examples.
I'm trying to think about the examples that I've seen. For example, there can be loss of sleep, right?
Okay.
When you lose sleep, and loss of sleep doesn't necessarily just mean that you don't sleep at night. There is also that you sleep, but you don't sleep deeply enough to reset yourself. So the following day when you wake up, you're not fully present.
Fatigued.
You are fatigued, you know.
And it can affect your productivity in whatever you do.
Exactly. And then even over and above productivity, because you're not present.
There are people who are explosive.
Yes.
You find a fine man, a fine lady with a huge, big position, responsibility, manager, CEO, but they're explosive. Are they stressed?
Yeah, they are. And that's why we say that thing, stress is an inability. You were never taught how to deal with the pressures of life. Because here's another thing with stress. You are never going to take it away. Nothing. Your partner stressa. But when you see people who are explosive, that's basically somebody who's showing you that when I was younger, I wasn't taught coping mechanisms. And then when I got older, I was too let me not blame them, but when I got older, I then didn't find the right coping mechanisms. That's why we say, like, sometimes people are throwing adult tantrums. For example, okay, so I'll use myself an example. I'm relaxed. I practice meditation, I practice journaling, I practice all of these mindful things where I really calm myself down, right? When I see somebody who's my mother's age, or just being explosive to me, I don't get it. I'm just like, why are you raising your voice?
But another person will say, is it wrong to shout, to scream, or to rebuke, or to reproach, or reprimand? Is it wrong?
Yes. The tone in which you do it.
Okay. The manner in which you do it.
The manner in which you do it.
Has to be acceptable.
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask you. I've seen you in the gym.
Yes.
And obviously, your phenotype shows that you work out.
Thank you.
I also want to know some of your skills, what you do besides talking about stress. Like physically, you're an instructor.
Yes.
What are you instructing on?
So I'm an instructor in yoga and Pilates, right? And that's because my ethos as well kind of works with regards to your physical health can affect, and it does affect your mental health. It also works in reverse. When your mind is not well, then your body is not well. So we kind of work both ways. It's like a two-way street.
How does yoga work?
Yoga works by... So in yoga, we believe that you've got your physical self, which is the body here, right? You've got the mental self, your thoughts, whatever is going on in here. And then you've got your physical, and then you've got your emotional self, which is what's going on, like, right? And now, what happens is, these three different selves of yours, or these however many selves of yours, are divided. Your physical self, my physical self, is sitting here currently experiencing this in the studio, right?
Lights.
Under
the studio, the cameras, flash.
Yes. My mental self might be at home thinking about What am I going to eat when I get there?
An unfaithful spouse.
An unfaithful spouse. All of those different types of things. My emotional self might be caught up in somebody who hurt me like a couple of years ago. So what I'm not here all the way present.
Okay.
So yoga really just kind of helps you to slow down in the day, right? Not listen to what anyone else is saying, not listen to whatever is going around, and just bring yourself back into that person.
And enjoy your wholesomeness.
Your full together
have to come
self.
together.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've seen with the yoga, you guys are stretching and you touch parts or areas that I myself I cannot touch, I cannot stretch. How does that help with the relaxation of the mind? The fact that your body defies biology. I don't know if it was I would say gravity or anything, but I see you stretch and more like you're contortionists of sorts. I really want to know how that now helps with the mind.
Okay, so I'll give you an example, right? If somebody bumps into you or bumps into your car, oftentimes the way that we react is something like this.
It's a shock.
It's a shock, right? Somebody yells your name. There's a shock, right? Now, look at what's happened to my body. I'm going to go around my whole day like this. Next thing, my neck is going to hurt, my back is going to hurt. Next thing, I'm irritable and I'm angry, right? But if I know these things, like if I practice meditation and yoga and moving my body, like moving all around, getting it all away, right? Then you find yourself being able to like better relax.
Beautiful. Let's talk about Pilates. The difference between yoga and Pilates now before we get to because I want us to talk about meditation. But let's talk about Pilates.
Yeah.
Is it the same as yoga or there's a lesser, better version of either? What's happening?
Yoga and Pilates are siblings.
Okay.
Yoga and Pilates are siblings. So Pilates more strength-based, and it was founded by some old guy called Joseph Pilates, and it was used to train and rehabilitate army soldiers to make them strong. So it's very much core-based. It's very much around here to help with your posture, to help with your to help with your hips, to help with your muscles for your body to support it. It's low impact. So it's not, it's just...
There's a lot of weight, but Pilates it's got a bit of class, right?
Yeah, it's gentle, slow movement.
Okay, let me ask you now. I've in the gym, I've seen expectant women, pregnant women, and it's huge. But you see them stretching and doing the Pilates and the yogas. Is it safe for them?
Very safe and very much recommended. Because those 9 months, you don't want your muscles and your body to stagnate. Right? If you're an active person and it's helping you get your blood going, you're keeping active, there are healthy habits that you've got, then it's absolutely, it's amazing. Like moms who work out, and not even intensely, not even the yoga and the Pilates, like all of that, like even just taking a walk or 5 minutes stretching, doing something.
Because traditionally, that's what. We never had obstetrics.
Yes.
But we had Batobek when you had broken a leg. This is indigenous knowledge. We never had pediatricians like Zasokwa, but our grandmothers, they knew teething and all these things. They knew, but you also knew a pregnant lady preparing for delivery and sorts. So you say that yoga, Pilates, training, exercise of any sort, when you do it moderately, hold gently, it's good for expectant women.
Very good. And here's the thing. I will never, ever take away from culture. I absolutely love it. What I think is that culture and tradition is dynamic. The reason why Basadi...
It is not one big homogenesis. It keeps on evolving.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's evolving now with regards to we're getting more information. We're learning more. And it should adapt. It should change, Yes, but let's exercise.
Who do you encourage to train, to exercise? At what age should you be actively exercising your body?
I think at the very earliest age that you can. I've got a 2-year-old nephew.
Okay.
Sometimes because it's a habit that's going to go on for life.
Yes.
One thing as well in yoga that we encourage, yoga and Pilates, is that I don't like people when people come to me and they say, I want to lose X amount, or I want abs or whatever. It's about, we're going to be doing this until we're in our 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s.
Okay, lovely stuff. Pilates, yoga, exercise, very important. A healthy body, a healthy mind. A healthy mind, a healthy body. You cannot divorce one from the other, so you say. And then let's talk about practicing mindfulness or meditation.
Yeah.
Meditation. How do you get to know now this is meditation, I'm meditating, without necessarily saying it's a prayer? Maybe some people will think that when you're closing your eyes and you're focused, so meditation, how does it help to alleviate or to combat stress?
Okay. So one thing that I'd also love to, this is why I say I'll never divorce culture or tradition. I will find the threads of it that will bring it in. My grandmother, when I meditate, the old people meditate. It's called huithetsa. House na hoja, kana house na dira whatever. O goga matrasa helo wa go nna ka ta se ga se tlharehela ke gore o bo nna hela phone kwa bananyana ba kwa. You're just untse hela wa ka.
My grandmother, even a neighbor back in the years, even my own mother, they would lie down on that mattress. Because I was younger and I don't have a huge weight, I'm still young, they would ask me to walk on their back. I think it was therapeutic for them. Okay.
Exactly. So, meditate, yes, when you see it now, the way that it's packaged, it's, you sit and you chant or you do whatever you hear. But literally, meditate, just you with your thoughts.
Let me ask you, when you meditate, let's dissect meditation. I'm there, my eyes are closed or they're wide open, however I'm doing it, right?
Yeah.
But I'm there and I want to call it meditation. In the process, should I be thinking about my business? What can I do for my business? BTV, that's stressing me at BTV. That's causing me trouble there. What can I do? Not that that's stressing me here. Just give an example. But do you have to have any palpable thoughts running through your head? Do you have to plan? Do you have to introspect? Do you have to think of something, or you just have to be enjoying that quietude and immersing yourself in it, and there has to be nothingness going through your mind? What should go through your mind when you meditate?
Okay, so from the moment that you are born and from the moment that you just live through life. From the moment that you wake up, you have to decide, what am I going to have for breakfast? What road am I going to take to work? Your mind is constantly engaged in making decisions, right? This way or that way. It's constantly involved in planning. Meditation, your mind is not supposed to have anything. Okay. For those 30 minutes that you're sitting there not doing anything.
Does it have to be 30 minutes? Or you can start any
5
minutes,
even,
2 minutes?
Even start with 2.
2 minutes, okay.
And then just see if it can grow.
Allow your mind to be empty.
Allow your mind to be empty. And the way that we also do it, there's this exercise that's called a thought ladder, right? And you know how a ladder, you put a hand on, put a foot, right?
Step by step.
So what happens is that you don't climb a thought ladder. And what that means is, next month. But what we do is, when you feel yourself, start with that thought. 30 minutes. I'm just not going to think. It's giving you a break. It's refreshing yourself. I get it the same way that an engine cannot drive for 365 days a year. Relax. Same le tlhaloganyo. O tshwantse gore o
drain oil, o change the filter and all that.
And the thing is that once you are relaxed, once you have given yourself a break from your problems of life, literally your mind gets answers that how we talk. But all of a sudden you remember what that's when you get those moments of
questioning things and thinking things are not right. Thank you so much. I think I appreciate meditation and how it is very, very important because to recess and come back fresher. That's what meditation is about. Let me ask you a personal question. Do you drink alcohol?
I don't drink alcohol.
Why?
I don't drink alcohol because I don't like it. There's many reasons why I don't drink alcohol.
Is alcohol likable?
Is
it nice? Is it likable?
I wish, to be, if I'm being 100% honest, off the record, I don't know about people at home, but off the record, I miss alcohol.
You what?
I miss it.
You miss it?
Yes, but I don't drink. So it's also because I'm on antidepressants, right?
Okay.
And antidepressants and alcohol, they don't mix. Alcohol is a depressant,
okay.
Right?
I asked this question deliberately. Of course, I'm using you as an example, trying to invade your personal space. But people who say I'm stressed and therefore I'm reverting to drugs because I'm stressed. I'm opting to drink religiously and drown myself in those sorrows. Is it a solution to drink in order to forget about your stress and your issues?
It's a very short-term solution, and by short-term I mean that night.
Okay.
Like literally,
so what is the solution there?
So the solution is find other things, right? And this is once again why I say we turned 18, or we turned however old we turned, and we moved away from home, and then we didn't learn other things of interest, like, oh, I think I like walking, or I like painting, or whatever. Now we're making so much money, we can afford to go to these establishments and have so much alcohol. We work throughout the week, 9 to 5. Saturday, Sunday, that's our time to relieve ourselves, or even after work to have a drink.
I wish we had time. We don't have time. But I just want us to wind up in just under a minute. Look, I received a message from someone. This person is saying I'm suicidal, and I've got so much stress, and they send a picture, and then I see that they've cut their arm like that. What's happening in that space? Just 20 seconds.
Okay, so just 20 seconds. So that person has such a lack of control in their mind. They feel like that they're out of control, that the only way that they can do it is that to self-mutilate. Then you can feel
the pain.
I made that happen. Because I can't make other things happen outside there in my life, I made that happen.
How do you advise?
Go and see a therapist. Go and see. Don't go on TikTok. Don't go on Instagram. Don't take advice from your friends who are not qualified therapists. Find somebody. Go to your medical aid provider. Find out how they can help you. I think
there's no medical aid. You're in the far-flung reaches of this country and you don't have medical aid. It's okay. I've heard you see a therapist.
Yes.
Tomorrow, that is Stress Awareness Month, but Wednesday, that is tomorrow, is the day.
Yes.
What activities are there? In just under 30 seconds, what can we expect from you, your colleagues, other people that you are fraternizing with to commemorate this particular day?
So I personally myself don't have anything because tomorrow I'm just slammed with work from everything that I have, right? But what I am going to do is integrate stress management into the work that I've got tomorrow. But if you follow other people on Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram, or I don't know where else, so on Instagram, I'm only
what's
on
your
Instagram.
What's your Facebook? What's your Instagram?
My Instagram is So Your Name is Drake, or Yoga with Drake.
Yoga with Drake.
Yes.
Okay.
And then, yeah, that's where you can get the things. Mamang is holding a master class somewhere, you know, and then we try our best also as yoga people to have these things be free because we want them to be accessible to everybody.
Are you a cousin of Drake? It's okay. I'm just finding you. But it's okay. Drake, yoga Pilates instructor, thank you so much for your insights. What you're doing is noble and the impact is huge. Thank you so much. Please do call again.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's the time.
That's it with Drake. Thank you so much for staying with us. Now, the President, Mr. Dumaboko, has sworn in the Vice President, Mr. Nkosinati Ndaba Khaolatle, who doubles up as Cabinet Minister, and 6 newly appointed Cabinet Ministers and assistants early this afternoon. Taking oath of office together with the Vice President were Minister of Health, Dr. Stephen Modise, his assistant, Minister Mr. Lawrence Okedite, Minister of the newly established Ministry of Child Welfare and Basic Education, Ms. Nono Kafela Mukoka. The Minister of Lands and Agriculture, Dr. Makas Chimbombi, and his deputy, Dr. Edwin Dikoloti. Ms. Lesoko Chombo as the Minister of Youth and Gender Affairs.